When you think of a successful business, what image comes to mind? Maybe a bustling restaurant, a busy dental clinic, or a trendy retail boutique. Now think about a high-end beauty salon. It looks gorgeous, the chairs are full, the energy is electric, and the music is perfect. You would think they are making an absolute fortune. But there is a statistic in the beauty and wellness industry that stops salon owners cold. The average net margin for a beauty salon is just 9 to 12%. Compare that to retail stores, restaurants, or dental offices, which operate on vastly healthier margins. Why is there such a massive gap?
It is a harsh reality, and the truth is, it is not because salon owners are charging too little for their services or because they are not working hard enough. In fact, most owners and stylists are putting in exhausting 10-hour days. The real culprit is that many owners do not actually know their true cost per service. They see money coming into the cash register and money going out to pay bills, but the microtransactions, the wasted product, the empty chair time, it all gets blurred together. It is like trying to run a marathon with a tiny leak in your water bottle. You are running as fast as you can, but you are slowly dehydrating without realizing why.
That water bottle analogy is spot on, because it really is about those invisible leaks. When you look at the day-to-day operations, everything seems fine because the salon is busy. But if you do not know what a single haircut, blowout, or color service actually costs you to perform, how can you possibly price it correctly?
Exactly. Most owners guess. They look at what the salon down the street is charging, add or subtract $5, and call it a day. But that competitor might have lower rent, different product costs, or a different commission structure. Guesswork in this industry is a silent killer of profitability.
So let us break down this guesswork. What actually goes into calculating the true cost of a single service? Because it is not just the stylist's time, is it?
Not even close. You have to factor in the direct labor, of course, but also the exact cost of the product used, down to the gram of color or the milliliter of shampoo. Then there is the overhead of the chair time, utilities, credit card processing fees, and even the wear and tear on your equipment. If a color service takes 2 hours, that chair is occupied for 2 hours. That space has a fixed hourly cost just to exist. If you are not factoring that in, you might actually be losing money on your most popular services.
It sounds incredibly tedious to calculate all of that manually for every single item on a menu. Imagine sitting down with a spreadsheet trying to figure out the cost of a squirt of conditioner or 3 grams of developer. It is no wonder owners just close their eyes and hope for the best.
It is exhausting, which is why technology has to step in. Modern systems can calculate that true cost the moment you build your service menu. You input your variables once, and the software does the heavy lifting. Suddenly, you are not guessing if a $60 blowout is profitable. You know down to the penny what your margin is. And once you have that baseline data, you can start making incredibly smart dynamic decisions.
Dynamic decisions? That sounds like something airlines and hotels do. Adjusting prices based on demand. How does that translate to a local salon?
It translates beautifully. Think about the typical salon week. Tuesday at 2 in the afternoon is historically a ghost town. But Saturday morning at 10, people would fight for that slot. Yet, traditionally, salons charge the exact same price for both times. Dynamic pricing changes that. If the system detects that your Tuesday afternoon slots are consistently empty, it can automatically flag those times and suggest a targeted promotion to fill them. On the flip side, it can auto-price those high-demand, peak Saturday slots slightly higher. You are maximizing revenue when demand is high and protecting your baseline when demand is low.
That makes total sense. It is about optimizing the inventory of your time. But what about the clients who are already in the chair? Once they are there, how do we increase the value of that visit without making them feel like they are being aggressively upsold? Nobody wants to feel like they are buying a used car when they are trying to relax and practice self-care.
That is a major hurdle. Stylists are artists. They hate feeling like pushy salespeople. But what if the system did the prompting based on actual client history? Imagine a stylist finishes a color service, and the system prompts them on their tablet. Offer a glossing add-on. The system knows there is a 72% attach rate for this specific recommendation based on this client's history. It is not a random pitch. It is a personalized, highly relevant suggestion. It takes the guilt out of the equation and turns it into a service upgrade.
72% is a massive success rate. That is not just a minor increase, that is a significant boost to the average ticket size. And over the course of a month, across multiple stylists, that adds up to thousands of dollars that were previously just left on the table.
Absolutely. And it is the exact same story with retail products. Selling retail should not be about guilt-tripping clients into buying shampoo. It is about tracking data. You need to know the attach rate per stylist, per client segment, and per service. When you have that data, coaching your team becomes objective. You are not telling a stylist they need to sell more. You are showing them the data. You can point out that when they perform a highlights service, their retail attach rate is only 5%, while the salon average is 20%. That turns a difficult, emotional conversation into a constructive, data-driven coaching moment.
It shifts the culture from subjective criticism to objective growth. But let us talk about one of the biggest cash drains in the entire industry, the dreaded no-show. Someone books a 2-hour slot, does not show up, and does not call. That stylist is sitting idle, the chair is empty, and that time is gone forever.
No-shows are devastating. A 15% no-show rate is quite literally a 15% pay cut for the business. You cannot get those hours back. That is why automated margin protection is crucial. Implementing automated no-show fees, deposits for high-value services, and late cancellation policies is not about being mean. It is about respecting the business and the stylist's time. When the system handles these policies automatically, it removes the awkwardness. The software enforces the rule, the margin is protected, and clients quickly learn to respect the schedule.
It sets clear boundaries. Still, for many salon owners, implementing all of this technology feels overwhelming. They might think they need to buy expensive hardware, sign long contracts, or completely overhaul their current point-of-sale system just to get started.
That is a common fear, but the transition does not have to be an all-or-nothing leap. A tiered approach works best. If an owner is not ready for a full system, they do not have to jump into the deep end. They can start small, perhaps using card processing without any extra hardware, paying only processing fees with no monthly subscription. Then, as the business grows and they see the value, they can scale up. When they are ready for full inventory tracking and advanced retail management, they can integrate with powerful platforms in a single click without having to re-enter their entire catalog. The technology should adapt to the business, not the other way around.
It sounds like a journey of plugging one leak at a time. First, you get a handle on your actual costs. Then, you optimize your calendar with dynamic pricing. Next, you empower your staff with data-driven upselling. And finally, you lock down your schedule against no-shows. When you add all of those pieces together, the cumulative impact must be staggering.
It really is. We have seen owners identify and plug leaks worth $4,800 a month within their first 60 days of using these strategies. Think about that. That is not just a minor operational tweak. That is a massive raise for the owner. That is the difference between struggling to pay rent and having the capital to reinvest in your team, your space, and your future.
And the best part of this entire approach is that the owner does not have to spend their evenings chasing down these numbers or policing their staff. Once the systems are set up, the automation does the heavy lifting. You transition from being a stressed-out firefighter constantly putting out operational blazes to a strategic director watching your margins climb.
Exactly. At the end of the day, your salon chair should be paying you, not the other way around. You built your business to create beauty, to serve clients, and to build a livelihood. Protecting your margins is how you ensure you can keep doing that for years to come. For anyone looking to stop the leaks, tools like Client Pulse at clientpulse.ltd can automate this entire process and help you reclaim those lost margins.
It really makes you reflect on the true value of time and space in a service business. If you are not valuing it, why should your clients? It is time to stop guessing, start measuring, and build the profitable business you deserve. Thank you for sharing these insights today. To everyone listening, take a close look at your numbers this week. You might just find a fortune hiding in the details. Let Client Pulse help you find them and fix them. Try it for free at clientpulse.ltd.